Hi guys, Cooper here from the Unquote podcast. Unquote delves into what makes movie quotes so, well, quotable. See, I have a guest each week, watch a movie selected from the American Film Institute's top 100 movie quotes list, and then we sit down and ponder cultural impingement and cinematic preponderance and... Okay, you got me, my thesaurus was totally open. A little factual and a lot of fun, it's the least contentious peanut gallery in history. Unquote is part of the Rogue Intel Network, and you can find me on iTunes, Facebook, and Twitter.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub, bitches! Welcome to the powerful Nerdcast. I am Corey, and joining me again is Christian.
Hello, internets.
Yes, welcome to another amazing show. We got a really big week this week. We are just off the heels of May 4th. That is Star Wars Day, which unfortunately I did not get to celebrate because I had a long day, but it's all going to be made up for the fact that tomorrow, Captain America Civil War is coming to theaters. That's right, the heroes are going to be fighting, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're going to save that for the next podcast because we're going to see that movie tomorrow. We're going to do a whole podcast just talking about that movie. I'm really excited about it, but we have a lot of cool topics today. One thing I want to say is that Naruto is coming back in a really big way. Not only is the anime version finally starting to adapt the manga storyline, but we just got a brand new manga, which is called Boruto, Naruto, the Next Generations. No relation to Star Trek, but it looks like it's going to be really exciting. And I got to do a whole review of the first chapter, but Christian, you were not here, and you didn't have an opportunity to voice your opinion about this. And I really want to hear from you, because in my review, I noticed that a lot of people are not happy about this manga. Most of it having to pertain to the art. Just give me your entire thoughts about this whole Boruto thing.
Okay, well, I'm not going to review it necessarily, but I will give you my overall thoughts. So, I liked the color pages at the beginning. I thought that they were really cool and interesting. Also, pretty awesome that you see Boruto gets a Byakugan. A lot of people say that this chapter was a lot like the film, the Boruto movie, and it is. It has a lot to it. It's following the exact same beats in a lot of the same ways. But I think that people are just mad that it's the same, and I don't know if that's necessarily a fair justification, because maybe they just have to get through that, you know, because the things that happen in the Boruto movie are going to help define who that character is. So to think that we're upset that we're seeing it again in a manga about Boruto is sort of strange. You know, it's like they just have to get through that to get to the new stuff. And they also hint that Naruto's dead, which is pretty interesting, you know, and obviously there must be someone very powerful if they're capable of doing that. But overall, I liked it, and I thought it's a good start. But there were things that I didn't like. One, I thought the art was weak. I thought it was quickly rushed, and maybe that has something to do with it being 40-something pages. And then the other thing is, I thought the introduction of Sasuke was quite good. I thought that was cool, and you do see that Boruto is more like Sasuke than Naruto, which is interesting, sort of crossover. Overall, I think it was a strong start, and I think that the internet is just angry that you know, they're kind of getting some repetitive storytelling.
Yeah, but the internet is angry. Understatement of the century.
Yeah, exactly. But what was the internet angry when they did Dragon Ball Super manga and they redid Battle of Gods? No. Was the internet angry when we had to go through all that Dragon Ball Super stuff again in the manga? Now the manga's behind the anime, but people still like it, so I don't get it.
Well, to be fair, Dragon Ball Super did have something of a rough start, especially when it comes to the anime version.
Oh, yeah, it did. It did. Episode, 13? Was that the infamous one?
I think it was episode 5.
Oh, 5.
The infamous battle between Goku and Beerus on King Kai's planet.
Poorly animated. Yeah, so... I don't know. I kind of want to read a few more chapters, but considering they only come out once a month, I couldn't really tell you how I feel about it. But I will say that the first chapter got me excited.
Okay.
So,
something that is interesting is that apparently this first arc of this Boruto story is going to be directly based, or at least expanding upon, the Boruto movie. And I haven't seen it yet. You know, I haven't decided to pirate that film. And because of that, my perspective on the chapter has been completely different. Like, how close does it really follow, like, the entire movie? Like, does it open up with them discussing we're getting ready to go into the tuning exams?
I don't really want to be the one to decide that, because I glanced at the movie with Korean subtitle or
Okay.
Korean voice actors and stuff.
Which
so
is safe to say you probably skimmed through it and went right to the action
I
scenes.
went right to the action. So
Okay.
to tell you how closely it was is hard for me to do. But it does feel like it's going on the same beats. Naruto's very busy because he's Hokage. Boruto's very frustrated because he can't hang out with his dad.
I mean, that was apparent from the end of the final chapter of Naruto.
Yeah.
That Boruto has a really strained relationship with his father.
So none of that seems weird to me, like that's all seems they're following the same beats, like Naruto had pervy sage jutsu, like would you be upset if that was hinted at the beginning of the show and then when in the first manga chapter of it to drop he does that? You're like, this is the same shit. Why would you be mad about that? It's just the way the story is going to be told. I really hope that they expand on like the Sasuke Boruto relationship because I feel like that just got kind of like this is getting flushed out a little better. So I'm excited about that. And also I think that Sasuke is a character that doesn't get to like hang out and chill and you just watch him do things, so like it's kind of cool that we're getting a more casual version of Sasuke just walking around the village, hanging out, like usually he's on secret missions and stabbing dudes when they're not looking and stuff, like intense shit. But like now he's just hanging out. So I kind of like that. Also, what else really happened? It's just like there was some family drama in the manga.
Basically, the whole chapter was family drama. It's all a build up to the next big Chunin exam where all the brand new teams are getting ready to go and participate.
They also introduced those chakra elements, those chakra enhancers.
Yeah, they have these like brand new things which are like these gauntlets that the ninja can wear, and they can actually like put any sort of like jutsu or special ability within these gauntlets, which actually take the form of these tiny little scrolls.
Yes.
Basically, think of those as the bullets that go into the gun. And you can weaponize just about every single jutsu. Like, even if you're not, like, from a specific clan that uses, like, a special ability, you can put that ability in the scroll, place it into the weapon, and, like, fire it like a gun. Like, Konohamaru shoots, like, a Rasengan across the forest and destroys, like, almost everything, which, in retrospect, not a great idea because he ends up destroying a house, but, whatever. They got Yamato in the village. They can rebuild that shit in an instant.
That is going to play into the Chunin exam.
So they do have that in the movie.
Yes.
Wow, I did not even know they had anything like that in the movie.
Do you want me to keep going and
Sure,
explain
yeah.
things? Okay,
Shit.
so pretty much what happened, it's not a spoiler for anyone else, just for you, Corey.
Just for me. I'm surprised I've had so much patience with seeing this movie.
Pretty much Boruto gets called out for cheating because he uses it during the Chunin exam.
Oh, Boruto, you bastard!
Yeah, so, and that's kind of like one of the big turning points of the movie because Boruto doesn't actually understand, for some reason, even though he has Naruto as his dad, I don't think he understands how powerful his dad is. From just hard work and also having a giant demon in you and, all those things. So for him he was just looking for a way to get an edge over everyone. But then for everyone else, it was kind of like, the bad guys attack right after Boruto gets discovered as cheating, and like Naruto calls him out in front of the whole village and everything. Like he goes down there and like looks at his wrist and he's like, you're using these things, you're not supposed to, this is cheating. That. And then all of a sudden the bad guys attack. And Boruto gets to see Naruto like kick ass and like create giant demons behind him and all this crazy stuff. And he realizes, oh wait, I have to be able to do this on my own. I can't use these things. And that's going to be a huge thing, if not on the next chapter, probably the third one, when we actually get into the Chunin exam. So it's sort of interesting that they have these devices that you can pretty much create any jutsu.
Yeah, that's really it's really interesting you bring that up because like one of the key points of that chapter too is like apparently the group that's like developing these like brand new chakra weapons. They even suggest to Naruto's like maybe we should equip all of our ninja with these during the next Chunin exam. And Naruto's like hell freaking no. The whole point of the Chunin exam is to show the growth of the ninja in the village. And if we do this, that doesn't really show anything. It just means all they can do is pull a trigger.
Yeah. Oh, Naruto even... I guess I missed that part in the chapter. I hadn't really stared at it all that much. But, so now that you see that Naruto is against that, because Naruto is a guy that created everything through hard work and perseverance and all that shit.
And luckily having a demon shoved into his stomach.
Yes. I guess he beat the
Which
shit out
at
of
the beginning of the series, they're like, oh, no, you shouldn't use that. And then by the end, they're like, oh, use it all the time.
Use it all the time, It's interesting.
In the movie, was there like any hint to that character of Kawaki, the guy from the future, or is that all brand new stuff?
I don't think that guy's in it.
Okay, well, that's at least kind of interesting that we got like
that's got to taking it farther than the movie ever took it.
Especially considering that apparently takes place at some point in the future where Boruto is a teenager and he's fighting against this one ninja by the name of Kawaki. All of Konoha Village is just completely destroyed. And honestly, yeah, I have to agree. The first couple pages were the most interesting just because of that aspect. I mean, it was more visually appealing, of course, when compared to the rest of the chapter as well. I'm not sure how I feel about the character of Kawaki because, one, we don't know anything about him quite yet. And, his design to me is just okay. To me, he kind of comes across as like a filler villain. Like
you
the way
think so?
he's designed.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I thought he was a cool villain, though. Cool-ish.
But I mean, like I said, though, we don't know anything about him, like what his special abilities are. He basically just stands around, looks cool, and has a bow staff. Like, that's all we know.
But everyone looks cool when they're battle damaged.
True. Yeah. I mean, especially in the Naruto series, they always meant to make that look really awesome.
I always remember this episode of Samurai Jack where it was an episode where kids were narrating it. It was like all these kids were fans of Samurai Jack. So
were they all hanging around Aku?
Yeah.
And he was really hating their stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do remember that episode.
And then they were like, okay, and then Jack climbs to the top of the tower, but he's all battle damaged. And he was like him, and all of a sudden he goes, cha-ching, and he's like, his hair's everywhere, and he's all scarred up. And they're like, yeah, that's way cooler. And I was like, ever since then, I always noticed that,
I can't wait for the Samurai Jack reboot on Adult Swim.
That's going to be great.
That's going to be crazy. I really can't wait to see what they're going to be doing with that because, nostalgia is always a really big thing. Like right now, they're constantly reviving things, and I think it was Gendy Tartakovsky, which is a really hard name to say.
I have no idea how you aced that name.
The main reason is because I reviewed every episode of Clone Wars, and he did that too. His show Samurai Jack, I think, at the time when I was younger, it came kind of at this wrong period where, I was just getting into high school and I was like, I can't watch cartoons. I'm a cool, badass, hip teenager. And I sort of disregarded it. But now that I'm much older and I don't give a shit about stuff, I've ended up rewatching all of Samurai Jack. And I was like, wow, that was pretty damned awesome. And gorgeous to watch. There's some episodes that have zero dialogue in it and it's just all dedicated to animation. That's freaking great. I can't wait to see that return to Adult Swim, and I pray that it has the same art style, because I think another one of Gendy Tartakovsky's shows also just came back to Cartoon Network, and boy, is it causing so much controversy right now.
What show?
The Powerpuff Girls.
There's a new version of that?
There's a new version of the Powerpuff Girls, which I watched when I was younger, when I was in middle school, I'm not going to lie, and I thought it was actually pretty funny for what it was. It wasn't fully Gendy Tartakovsky. It was actually created, I think, by a guy named Craig McCracken, but they brought back the show.
Craig McCracken.
Yeah, that's fun to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Craig McCracken! Craig McCracken's show has been brought back, and apparently all the old people have nothing to do with the show, and they brought it back, and the art style is completely different, and what's most troubling about it is how it's been pandering to millennials, by using a lot of lingo and memes no me gusta and twerking, and it's that just doesn't belong in that. And there's this thing that's going on right now. I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube. There's this one guy who made this video where he goes in front of a green screen and he walks out with this giant clock and he's like, "It is time to stop. We have got to stop this right now." And that's being used in so many videos. I was almost tempted to use it in one of my videos a couple of weeks ago. But every single review I've seen of that brand new Powerpuff Girls show has featured that guy with the clock. You can look that up right now.
What do I search? The guy with big clock?
I'm not really sure if it's guy with big clock, but just go to YouTube and see if it's time to stop. You should be, or it's time to stop. You should be able to find it. And this guy's just really, really funny. And he clearly made the clip so that people could use it. And I've seen it pop up on hundreds of videos. It's been really popular. Basically, when someone wants to, oh yeah, there we go.
The clock's broken. One of the hands.
Yeah, but it's just, it's so applicable to just about any hate video.
My favorite call you out video on YouTube is got to be. Let me see if I can find it.
But yeah, even 2 days ago, when the Boruto chapter was released, people had some of the reviews and they brought out the clock guy. It's time to stop. If there's something you don't like, you can apply that to just about anything. The Ghostbusters trailer, brand new Call of Duty. It's so bad. That's one of those things that will really get stuck in your head, though.
I know. There's the first thing that comes up, the third video is Fine Brothers. Elders react to Why You Lying.
Shit.
Fine Brothers.
I'm glad they're recovering. Actually, I don't really care.
Man. I think what the whole thing they do is bullshit. What are we doing, Corey? We are creating content. What they do is they just sit old people in front of stuff and they just record them.
Yeah.
And they slap their name on it like they made it.
I have to admit, though, of all the React videos they do, my favorite ones are the ones with the elders.
Yeah, because we're old people now. We can relate. We're old people.
Although, like, whenever they make kids play, like, Nintendo or something, that really makes me feel old. Because you hear the kids like, what is this? How do you even turn it on? It works on this TV? Why is this TV so big? You know, it really makes me glad that I grew up in that generation beforehand.
Oh, man. Like, there's that Goku doing the Why You Always Lying animation, you know? And it's shot for shot recreated with Goku.
Like, they took animation from an old Dragon Ball and they just made it work with it?
Yeah. No. I guess someone animated it.
Oh, okay.
It's, like, truly animated. It's funny, though. Man, the internet. I love you, internets.
Oh, they love to hate.
They love to hate. Stop it. It's time to stop right now.
Exactly. I'm really tempted to use that eventually. But speaking of hate, going back to Boruto for just a second, I think like I said, the biggest thing most people had a problem with, aside from the fact that the story is something of a rehash, is the artwork. Like, a lot of people are like, look at fucking Sasuke. Why does he look like Alan Rickman from the Harry Potter movies?
I don't like Sasuke. He's like, he keeps turning more and more emo as time goes on.
I wouldn't say he's turning emo, but they need to be more damn consistent with how some of these characters look. I think Naruto has been the most consistent, even though he basically has a shorter haircut, but, you know, he at least resembles Naruto in a sense. And then you got fucking Hinata, who barely even looks like herself anymore. When I saw her for the first, I'm like, that's Hinata, right? Is that one of her cousins? She just looks completely different. Somehow her boobs just became a lot smaller.
Is that the first thing you worried about? You're
like,
no!
No!
Her boobs!
Why?
This fictional character's titties.
1 out of 5. Don't care. No more Hinata boobs. Whatever. At least you get to see Boruto and their friends beating the fuck out of a panda. I'm sure PETA would love that.
I like pita bread.
Yeah. PETA is good. All right, but going back to hate again,
let's get on that hate train.
One thing that's been really like big right now on YouTube is like trying to get a video that has the most hates. Like
the most downvotes.
The most hates. And I think the most downvoted video right now is the Ghostbusters trailer.
It's the most downvoted movie trailer.
You have
to that's a thing you need to say.
Okay, it's the most downvoted movie trailer is the Ghostbusters, which I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. But just in the last couple of days, they just released the trailer for the brand new Call of Duty game, and it's called Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Now, I haven't played a Call of Duty or even owned one, I think, since the very first Modern Warfare.
Okay.
But honestly, when I saw the trailer for the first time, I was like, this is kind of the first time I'm interested in it. And it kind of takes on like this brand new futuristic setting. A lot of people are comparing it to Halo. I mean, what do you feel about it?
I like it. I went back and I read some comments someone put on our page, and they're like, "Hey, Corey, you're gonna love this new Call of Duty. It's like Gundam. It's like the Earth people versus the colony people." Mm-hmm. You know, and I was like, "Oh, I guess it kind of is like that."
We just need some big ass fucking Gundams.
Well, they do have a mech in there.
They do have mechs, yeah.
They do have a mech in there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I find the whole thing sort of interesting. I'm just so over Call of Duty, man. Like that's the thing. Like I'm literally having to fake that I care about this right now to talk about it. You know, like Call of Duty is just so done for me in a lot of ways, and I hate saying it like that.
I mean, hell, you've been there since the beginning. I remember back when the first one came out. You're like, Corey, check out this kick-ass World War II game, Call of Duty.
I know, and it was fun.
The Inception. It was really cool at the time.
That and Battlefield. I mean, I was into those games hardcore. I'm talking the original World War II versions. Like, I remember we'd jump in Willie's Jeeps and, like, drive towards the battlefield, and there'd be, like, planes shooting machine guns, the old P2 Mustangs and stuff. Like, it was a lot of fun. And then the world got really upset about World War II games and said, stop fucking making them. And then they make modern games, and now everyone's saying, stop fucking making those. And it's like, how do you win? You know,
you can't. That's just the fact of the matter. I mean, Modern Warfare started out not being too futuristic, but now it's like full-on sci-fi at this point, especially with all these fucking spaceships and mechs and power suits and robots and shit. I mean, Call of Duty has literally evolved like since its inception. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just there really doesn't seem anything like new in terms of the gameplay mechanics.
I guess you can jump. You can double jump.
Cool.
Yeah, jetpack.
I double jumped in Metroid Prime back in 2002.
You can you get cooler gun skins, you know? I mean, they now have like glowy sights and stuff, and I'm reaching here, Corey.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm reaching here.
Now you see, now that you're saying this though, now I'm kind of trying. Now I'm starting to understand. Like where a lot of this this menace is coming from.
There's a lot of mehness in this because it's just sort of like, man, guys, like, what are we doing here? You know, like, are we you're gonna keep turning this into Madden and you're just gonna pump a new one out every year?
I mean, they've released a Call of Duty every year since like Modern Warfare.
Look, the story's not that important.
No.
I hate to say it because it's not. People get by that game. Some people, I bet, don't even play the single player. Mm-hmm. They just immediately jump online, want to learn the maps, want to get advantage over people by knowing the maps better than everyone for the first month or two and dominating online. And Call of Duty is like, besides Minecraft, probably one of the biggest Let's Play, markets out there. And I get it. It's really big, but man, I'm over it. But I'll tell you what FPS I really want to play, and it's coming out next week.
Can I guess what it is?
Yes.
Overwatch?
Wrong. Doom.
Aw, really?
Dude, Doom looks great.
Doom looks okay in my opinion.
Dude, I'll tell you why Doom looks great. Because Doom is like going back to the old school style of Quake. You know, like the strafe and move and jump and dodge. Like, you should see the 45-minute gameplay trailer that IGN put out with one of the developers. Like, they just sat and played the game for like 45 minutes. And no reloading.
You don't reload your gun?
Just the ammo you have just comes out of the gun.
What the hell?
Because the speed is really important in that game. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to be able to just move, jump, shoot, move, jump. And there's no ammo in the sense that, like, you don't have to pick up ammo. The ammo you get is from the enemies you kill. It drops from enemies.
Now, this is for single player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the multiplayer.
Okay.
I mean, the multiplayer I don't know if I'd actually get into. Because
I mean, Doom has never really been known for its multiplayer, though.
No, it's not. You know what the other things is? In every level, they have a secret old school Doom level built into it that you can discover.
Oh, really?
And then immediately the old music plays, you know?
Is it like they took the old like original Doom game and like remade the map just in 3D?
No, it's not like a new version of the old map. It's like the old map, but it just has the current demons because, you know, they didn't import the old demons, but yeah.
But like, do the graphics look old school and everything?
Yeah, and the music changes and it's the same Doom music and everything. And I don't know. I've just been getting into Doom, and I'm like, ooh, this looks fun. You know, again, man, I read a few reviews that said the single player is only 20 hours, and it made me sort of sad.
And you're disappointed?
Is that bad?
20 hours is perfect. 20 hours is too much.
Really?
I think so. To a lot of
what happened to 40-hour single player?
How many games can you say are 40-hour single players that are not
Zelda?
RPGs? Which Zelda?
Are some of the Zeldas that long?
Some. And by some, I mean like one.
Okay.
And that was like Skyward Sword, and that's like the first time you played
Metal Gear Solid games.
Most of that time is watching cutscenes.
Okay. I want more than 10 hours of single player.
Okay.
Like, because if you're going to give me a game that obviously has some story built into it, like, I bet Call of Duty single player is 5 hours, bro. Like, I bet it's almost nothing. You know, like, but this game looks like it's at least 20 hours if you look for all this stuff.
That's a long time for a shooter.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, the perfect length of a game is 12 to 15 hours.
Okay.
I mean, maybe if I were younger and I had a lot more free time, maybe 20 hours is what I would be saying. But sometimes I think games can sort of, like, just they go on for way too long if they're like that. I mean, this isn't fucking Skyrim. It's Doom. You walk down hallways and you chainsaw demons in the face and snap necks, cash checks. I mean, it's all about just hallway violence. And I don't know how they're going to expand that for 20 hours unless the story is just unfrickin' godly.
Dude, so yeah, I am super flippin' excited about Doom. I think that game is going to be awesome, and I think it's about time that Doom gets a proper sequel. Because the one that came out in like mid-2000s was good, but it wasn't like Doom.
I mean, it was Doom. It was walking down hallways and shooting shit.
It wasn't.
I mean, that's what Doom is all about.
This new one's going to be better.
And it was scary. Like, that was what I think I loved most. What was it? Doom 3, I think is what they called it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, to me, it was basically a reboot, but like, I liked the environments. I liked the feel of the guns and everything. But I mean, I have to admit, this one looks cool too. It looks like they're going for more of an action-oriented route as opposed to being just straight up scary, which I guess you could say the original Doom was like that too, you know. And
Definitely, here's the thing. Doom's scary in like the first few levels, and then it sort of gets into a powering through demons sort of killing spree.
Yeah,
you know,
like at the beginning you're weak, you're vulnerable, you're surrounded by monsters. But I mean, even the like original Doom from like back in the day, like there were some parts of that, like when I played it as a kid, that freaked me out. Like, what are those one monsters that look like the skeletons with like the two like guns on their shoulders?
Oh, I forget their names.
But those things are freaky as hell. Like when you open a door and suddenly there's just like 3 of them walking towards you, constantly like homing in on you, just shooting shit at you. Like that freaked me out. There were times where I was like, I'm done. I'm playing Mario. Fuck this shit. You know, and hopefully they're going to kind of go that route too, like to try to make us piss our pants just as much as have fun. But I mean, hell, they have all the opportunity to do it if it's fucking 20 hours long. I hope there are some good boss fights too.
Oh, there's probably ridiculous.
There have to be, because God, they can get so creative with those. And as I recall, there really weren't that many in Doom 3. It's basically just a lot of regular enemies and stuff.
Yeah, towards the end of the game, what I'm hearing is like, first of all, you get like double chain guns and ridiculous ass shit, you know, so you're taking on huge demons. But for the most part, I think that in the beginning of the game, you're just fighting zombies and, you know, like the imps and stuff that shoot fireballs, because that way they're kind of getting you used to like fireballs coming at you and stuff, because all the final games villains all have like rocket launchers and shit that are shooting stuff at you and projectiles. So I don't know, I think it's going to be awesome. I'm excited. I really think
I was almost expecting you to say Overwatch.
Nah, dude, I don't even know what that game is.
It's the new Blizzard like team shooter game. It's like kind of like Team Fortress but with like superheroes and stuff.
No, I'm good.
You don't even care about any of that?
I'm good.
I'm actually kind of excited about Overwatch. It's the first shooter that I've been kind of like looking forward to in a while, even thinking about picking it up. I'm on the cusp of trying to decide if I'm going to get a PS4 or not.
Really?
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, there's only so many games that I really want to play on the system, though, like Metal Gear and Batman, and that's really all I can think of,
Metal
unfortunately.
Gear and Batman and Doom.
And maybe Doom. I'll borrow your copy.
Yeah, you got to come over, man. At least see it on my fucking big-ass 4K TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super sexy. You should have waited for this PS4 4.5, whatever they're calling it.
I got my PS4 for $3, so I'm not going to complain.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point, yeah.
I'm not going to be picky
and
about
that thing's been trucking along, you know, isn't it a first-gen one?
It's first-gen.
That's good. It shows that at least their manufacturing's better.
Then,
because I went through 2 PS3s.
You did?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
well, actually, no, technically I just went through 2. I had 2 altogether, but the first one crapped out on me. When fucking Mortal Kombat got stuck in the system and then it just turned off. This was a month after Mortal Kombat had just come out, and I was so fucking pissed. And this was also a month right after that whole PSN outage.
Oh,
like,
wow.
for a whole month. So it's like, damn, I had to wait a whole month. I play for 2 days, and then my system dies.
And you're like, why do you still like PlayStation, Corey?
I don't know. I've never been an Xbox guy. There are a few games I'd like to play on the system, but not enough to buy it.
You need an Xbox.
Unless they release a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Xbox One coming at you.
It better fucking come out.
Eventually. It might not ever. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest with
There's
you.
hope for Banjo-Kazooie, I think.
Maybe. No, it's never coming out. There's a bird with a bee on its back. Oh God, fucking whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, that was the Game Grumps.
The Game Grumps.
That was when John was a part of the group.
The early Grumps before they got ungrumpy, or whatever it is.
I don't think they were ever really grumpy, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's just fuck it. Let's make a funny little cartoon intro that bookends every video that will get stuck in people's heads and force them to watch every episode.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
We need a new intro.
Yeah, big time. For our Super Commie page on YouTube. Which we are working on, we assure you.
It's getting worked on.
It's just
low on the priority
life
list.
happens, you know?
Life happens when you party naked.
Yeah.
I don't know, I heard that once.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's shit happens when you party naked.
Shit happens when you party naked.
Remember that, kids. Words to live by.
I suppose. Dangly parts.
Dude, so are you excited about the Tesla car that's coming out?
No.
Why are you not excited about electric cars? That's a cool thing.
Because I don't know. I mean, electric cars are cool and everything. They just don't appeal to my manly sense.
Why?
of what a cool car sounds like when you rev the hell out of it.
Does your car sound like a cool car when you rev the hell out
Let's
of it?
not talk about my car. My car is not a muscle car by any stretch of the means, but like, you know what I mean, man.
I
mean, I can understand the economical sense of them if they eventually become affordable.
Well, I mean, the new one
not.
Okay, yes, a $35,000 car is still a lot of money, but at the same time, it's not so much money that it's unreachable. It's not $120,000.
No, it's not. It's not an unobtainable goal. It's very doable. It's just, I mean, who do you even like? Can mechanics handle that type of shit? Like, is it that much different? The composition,
as my dad says, you have to almost be a computer engineer now to work on cars.
That's wonderful.
And he's like, my dad has an auto repair shop, and he has a hard time finding mechanics now. Because they have to also be certified to work on the computer systems of cars. And they're much more advanced because maybe sometimes your check engine light comes on and you have to get your code checked to see what it is. But now cars are just getting way more advanced than even that. I don't know if you guys even understand all that. But like, so now that you have an electric car, there are still the main components like a drivetrain and stuff like that and brakes that are still the same. But I mean, the computer systems that manage those cars are computer systems now, like, and the batteries, like, you used to just be able to swap out your battery, no big deal. But now you have to, like, have the whole car taken apart to swap out these batteries in these Teslas, and like, when the batteries go bad, it's not like you can just jump your car because your batteries are your whole car, your batteries are your engine in a lot of ways. So when they go bad, they go bad, but damn it, cruising around town and you get 215 miles out of it per charge is pretty good. I mean, like a full tank of gas, I think in a normal car, you get anywhere from 400 to 500. So it's still like cut in half. But considering it's that good now, it could definitely be what a car is later on. And they're also talking about later on installing wireless charging for cars and then building it into the roads. So every time you're driving, your car's getting charged at the same time.
That's freaking strange right there. That's some F-Zero shit right there.
Yeah. Like there's ways that this can be practical for the future, in the future. So, and Tesla just released their newest, cheapest version of their car that's like 35 base. And you can build it up to, I think, 55,000 with all the options added to it. And
how many options are there?
Probably like stupid shit like leather interior and dumb stuff. Like. And then there's also they all have the autopilot system, which I find amazing. Like the whole it drives itself.
I'm against that.
You're against that?
I'm really against autopilot system.
Why?
It's nothing compared to the intuitiveness of a human when they're driving.
What is an intuitive human doing when they're texting and driving?
They're being idiots.
Yes.
For one. God, I almost got hit this morning because this woman was on her freaking phone. Put it down. We are going over 50 miles an hour. Just
not in her mind.
Apparently not. Just, they need to get a lot stricter with that type of stuff. I mean, there's only so much they can do against it, though. That means cops have to not only be watching cars, they have to be watching cars with people inside of them using their damn phones. And that means they have to take their eye off of their vehicle. I mean, it's just, it's really tough to, like, basically control that type of stuff. But, I mean, there are people who just use fucking headsets and shit, too, so... And that's better, but it still takes your concentration off the road. And I don't know, like, with these cars that drive themselves and shit, I mean, obviously you can take over, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
like Mercedes cars also have this drive yourself thing. And I think BMW does too in their higher end models. Mm-hmm. They do require you to keep your hand on the steering wheel, though, to work. Tesla's is the only version that will work completely autonomous without you touching the steering wheel and stuff like that.
Okay.
I've seen the Mercedes version. I've been in a top S-Class Mercedes.
So I can jump in one of these bitches, start it up, I can tell it where to go, and I can build a Gundam Model Y sit in a car.
They work best on the highway because that's continuous forward motion, and the lines are very well painted on the road. They don't work very well on, like, country back roads.
I was about to say, like, don't take this thing for a trip into the mountains.
No.
Otherwise, you're going to be careening off the
edge. No, I wouldn't recommend that at all. But as far as, like, let's say you drive into the city every day and you have a 45-minute commute and 35 minutes of it is on the highway, it'll do that for you. And now you can work in their car or sleep. I don't fucking know.
Sleeping, it just seems like such a dangerous thing to do.
Imagine that. You see the guy next to you just like in his car.
What is society becoming when that type of shit happens?
That's going to happen, Corey.
At this point, it's just, why don't you just take the bus?
No, gotta sleep.
At least there's a human driving the damn thing.
People are totally. I bet now that I said that, about 30 people have slept in their Teslas while it's driven them places.
I have to imagine.
Yeah. How many people have done that? Oh, that's scary as shit.
There are going to be some really bad wrecks with that shit, though. I mean, it's an inevitability.
You know, the only time the self-driving Google car has been in an accident is whenever the human took back over and he hit something.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that does not speak well for humans.
They have perfect records. Besides that. And I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm almost sure I can Google that. Google car.
Humans, bad intuition. Cars, good intuition. Human plus car, super bad intuition. I don't know. Are we going to start getting public transportation that drives itself? Putting all the bus drivers out of work? That seems like a bad idea. I'm sure the bus driver union isn't going to be too happy about that.
Yes.
Maybe they'll do what they did in like Total Recall. We can have like porcelain-looking like taxi drivers. You know, like they're fake, but they at least reassure you there's someone in the front seat.
Yeah, and they look like people.
Yep.
Even though they got no legs. Lieutenant Dan.
That's the first thing I thought of. Damn you, Forrest Gump, and your infinite quotability.
Damn you, Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
One of these days, we're just going to have a podcast all about Forrest Gump and why it's one of the greatest American motion pictures ever made.
I have to agree. Mm-hmm. That could be right now, Corey. No, not
No,
right now.
We'd go on for too fucking long. And plus, we're already getting kind of close to the end of the show anyway.
Woo! So, what else was I going to say? There's Tesla, which you, for some reason, are not into.
Just, but I mean, I'm inherently not much of a car guy anyway.
Yeah, I
know.
know.
I mean, I can appreciate cars and everything, especially older ones, but I haven't seen too much from the electric car industry that's like really wowed me. I will say it is impressive that they're getting to this type of technology.
And I'm sure that the car companies are not happy because only very few of them have any sort of electric car that's worth a damn.
Yeah. I think the people who'd be most unhappy are probably the oil industry, to be perfectly honest.
The oil industry, yes, but at the same time, you got to imagine that the oil industry makes a lot of money from not just gas.
Oh, yeah.
Like plastics are made with oil, and there's a lot of things that are just made with oil that,
My WD-40.
WD-40. What is this?
WD-40. Whenever I hear that, I'm always reminded of this amazing video that I saw years ago that is still, like, every time I hear it, I laugh so hard I can't breathe. Which is a soundboard prank call of Hank Hill calling Home Depot.
What?
Yeah, it's you know how they used to have all those soundboards with just character quotes from people, and it's this one of Hank Hill from King of the Hill calling a Home Depot, and it's great because the dialogue is perfect. Like, there's a lot of things he's legitimately asking for, like, I'm looking for a tap and die and some WD-40. And do you have a hammer? I need a damn hammer. Do you know what a hammer is? And it's like just a full 10-minute clip of this woman talking to Hank Hill. She doesn't realize it's like a prank or anything. She's legitimately trying to help. But it is so side-splittingly funny. Like, the timing on it is perfect.
You need an extensive soundboard to prank someone well with one of those now. Mm-hmm. Or else...
Say what?
Say what? Oh my gosh.
I love it too. There's this one part where she's asking the name. She's like, all right, sir, could you give me your name? Bobby? And your last name, sir? Carlos? And the Carlos is said with like a question mark. It's just, Bobby Carlos.
Bobby Carlos. The long line of extensive
just
Carloses.
Thinking about it right now is fucking hilarious. It is it's probably my favorite prank phone call that I've ever heard. It's so perfectly timed. Whoever is like operating the soundboard is just doing such a great job with the quick responses. And there's so many responses too.
Well, my favorite prank phone call was You Kick My Dog. You remember that one?
Oh, wait a minute. That sounds so familiar.
It's this guy that's pretending to be Middle Eastern, and he calls another Middle Eastern family, and he's like, "You kick my dog. I don't even know how to even do it justice. It doesn't even make sense when I'm talking about it, but it is funny as shit. You have to check it out. But yeah, it's good. Oh, so good. Oh man, yesterday Corey and I were walking through like racist moments in film history, and who were we talking about?
We were talking about
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. Mickey Rooney is
Mickey Rooney as the Asian guy. And it's so sad. It's not even good. You know, it's like not even good. Oh, you owe me money. Oh. It's like it hurts to watch. It's like, that's pretty racist, guys. Why was America okay with this?
It was a very different time.
I guess.
It was well before our time even, you know.
Yeah, well like in some ways well before our parents' times. Wait, maybe, sort of, kind of.
I'd say during the time of my mom and dad, kind of when they were younger.
Yeah. But then there's a fake Indian guy in Short Circuit.
Oh God. You know, to be fair, like when I was younger and everything, you know, if nobody would have told me, I would have believed he was Indian.
I would have too.
Like, maybe that makes me a bad person. I'm not really sure.
Maybe I don't know enough Indian people.
Maybe I don't, but like, I was fully convinced, you know, the guy from Short Circuit was truly Indian.
I thought his accent was a little hammy. Yeah. But I thought maybe it's an Indian guy hamming it up. Mm-hmm. You know, take it to the car wash and wax that shit.
Exactly. Freaking Cal Penn did that shit.
Yeah,
the one fucking douchebag from what is it? The Big Bang Theory. Yeah. Like there's one. I think one person in their group is Indian, and he really hams it up as well.
Yeah. So I thought it was just an Indian dude hamming it up. Mm-hmm. I didn't know it was a white guy with a fake beard on and a bad spray tan. I didn't know that.
It was convincing to me. As a kid, I didn't even think about that though. Like, you know, when you're a kid, you're more.
There was a
robot movie. Yeah. You know, you don't even care about the human characters at that point. Fucking Short Circuit. It's only a matter of time before they reboot that one.
Or when there was what the fuck is it? It's there was a Genghis Khan movie done by John Wayne.
Yeah, John Wayne.
Oh man.
I'm Genghis Khan, Pilgrim. Freaking John Wayne. John Wayne's pretty damn classic, but I think he's not a very good actor. I mean, he always plays the same character. Pilgrim.
Oh my God. It's called The Conqueror.
The Conqueror. Genghis Khan is John Wayne. The thing is, though, like in Short Circuit, they at least made that guy look pretty decent. Yeah. It's just John Wayne with like one of those like weird Mongol mustaches.
Yeah, it's not even very good.
And they're like, whatever.
It's good enough. It's like, what?
I mean, it was, man. It was a very different time.
I wonder if you can hear this. You can just hear. Oh, that's an ad. Sorry, guys.
That is an ad. Thank God.
Don't worry about the ads. Don't. Let me see if I can even. I know there's a speech. Oh my God. This is just so bad. I haven't seen many clips of this. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I find a better speech.
I've barely seen any clips of it, but I'm very aware of it. Oh boy. Just listen to that old.
It's so bad.
It's awful.
You return empty-handed from the chase, my son?
Not so, fine gazelle. Now we seek bigger game,
Oh my God, it's so bad. Like,
wow.
Old movies have like, there was a speech that I was looking for, a Genghis Khan speech. Let me see if I can find that speech. Anyway, the point is, that's racist as shit. Yeah. Genghis Khan was one of the most baller conquerors of all time, and now you got this dude.
And they turned him into a fucking cowboy.
Oh my God.
They turned him into Rooster Cogburn.
Oh my God.
What the hell were they thinking?
Oh man. I've seen some John Wayne movies I liked. Yeah. You know, I think I remember calling you once. I was like, yeah, I just watched this John Wayne movie I like. You were like, what's the name? I was like, I don't know. He's like a cowboy and he owns some land and there's a dispute in town and he has to go there and he has to fix it and his wife doesn't like him and they fight and he drinks a lot. And they're like, that's like all of them.
That is. It's like practically every... Did he have an eye patch or not? Like, that's the only way I can sort of distinguish that. John Wayne was a hard ass, though. I think there was only one movie he starred in where his character got killed. Like,
That's not being a hard ass. That's called being a diva with your contract.
a diva. John Wayne.
Or who else? There's a movie I've been dying to see, and that's Apocalypse Now. I still have never seen that.
You haven't seen Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, I need to see that.
Oh my gosh. That's one of the most intense fucking Vietnam movies ever.
I've seen most every one of them besides that.
Man, it's got Marlon Brando in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a great cast.
You're an errand boy. Or I always remember that speech. He's like, you're just the errand boy for the other side, trying to kill me.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Is that what that's from?
Yep, that's that classic line right there. Apocalypse Now is just it's similar to other Vietnam movies. Like, I don't want to say it's like Platoon or anything. It's got like a completely different type of story where like they're going after this one guy who like defected and everything, Marlon Brando's character. But the thing about the movie is just the imagery is so fucking intense. Not to mention, they straight up like murder a real bull, like in the movie.
Oh, they like kill an animal?
Yeah, there's like this whole like ceremonial thing with like the Vietnamese, like they're killing this bull, and instead of like making it look fake or anything, no, they fillet this fucker, and
like under the throat, kind of.
No, even worse. What they do is,
Wow.
and this is a part of the culture apparently. Like when they dispatch,
when they want to eat meat, it provides for the whole village. I get it. It's like a big thing.
It's weird though because this is how they dispatch like the animals and stuff, like a bull or a cow or something. They bring this like cow out, and then they take this like big fucking giant machete, and they don't cut its neck. They don't cut like a big artery or anything and bleed it out. They fucking cut through its shoulder, like just multiple times. And when you see it in the film, it's horrifying because they don't cut away from it. They show all of it.
Oh, it's not just nothing implied. No shadow.
There's no implication. It's like I'm watching an animal get murdered right now, and it is fucked up. But it's a part of the culture. That's how they dispatch their animals. It's a part of a ceremonial rite. It's what they do. Can we discriminate against that? No. Can we disagree with it? Yeah. But, like, the fact that they went through with that, like, that was like a point in history where they started to have to do like that whole no animals were harmed in the making of this film. Like, that was, like, the straw that broke the camel's back. Was that scene right there.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that was a really big turning point for film at the time. I'm sure there was probably another movie that, like, led to that. But that was, like, a really intense part. Like, I only saw Apocalypse Now, like, for the very first time maybe about a decade ago. And that was, like, I was going through, like, Vietnam movies kick ass. Like, I was going through, like, this phase. Like, I just watched Platoon and Hamburger Hill and all these other ones. And I finally sat down and watched that one, but it's so different from the other ones. It's so visceral, and it really affects you on an emotional level. It's so different than other ones. There's a reason why a lot of like critics really like that one a lot, just because of how unique it is. But it's just, damn, it's one of those movies that will just put you in this weird mood by the time you're done with it. Like you're like, I'm not happy, I'm not sad, and I'm not even sure if I liked that movie, but it was well made. Like that's just
it's like an experience,
basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you even think after you were ready, you'd seen a lot of Vietnam movies, then you saw that one, you're like, what the fuck was that?
I'm like, I think I'll watch Full Metal Jacket next time, which is still kind of intense, but nowhere near.
That movie to me is still weird because it does feel like two different movies matched together.
It is two different movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the first half, all the boot camp stuff,
yeah,
like that's the best damn part of that movie.
Yeah, I always stopped watching it after that changed.
Well, I mean, the second half is okay, but it just sort of turns into like just a standard war movie.
It gets a little preachy.
Firefights, a tad preachy, yeah. But even the ending of the movie, like
I don't even remember what the ending of
the ending of the movie. They just get done with this like huge firefight with the Vietnamese. A couple people die. They save a couple people, and then it just sort of like ends with them all just. There's this thing in the movie where when the soldiers are marching, they're singing the Mickey Mouse song from the Mickey Mouse Club. MICKEYMOUSE, and they're all singing that and stuff like as they're like marching through like all of this fire and stuff. And it's really, really bleak because, like, I think the main point of it is, like, the main character, I think his name is Joker. Mm-hmm. That's, like, his nickname and stuff. He's, like, the whole point is, like, I didn't know I could kill before. I just know that I can do it now. And then it just sort of ends, like, oh, God, that was bleak as hell.
Yeah.
And the whole movie is kind of like that. But the first half is very different with the boot camp stuff because even though it does go to, like, some really dark territory, especially at the end with fucking Gomer Pyle, but, like, it's also kind of funny in some senses. Like I could watch Arlie Ermy chew people out all fucking day.
And he was like in his element back then. Like he was at his prime with he came on like in force in that. And they even say like, I've talked to a few dudes in the military and like nothing is like boot camp. Like they don't do that in the rest of your military career. You know, like they just scream at you like they're just to like
can they hit them? Or
I don't think they're allowed to physically touch.
Okay,
them.
because in Full Metal Jacket, like,
well, he says choke yourself.
Yeah, he made him choke himself, but then he went up to that one guy. He's like, "Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house anytime and fuck my sister." And then he just punches him right in the stomach right after that. That's probably my favorite line from that movie, just because of how random it is. That first scene when he is chewing out all of the recruits in there, that is so great. That'll scare anyone into wanting to join the damn military, man.
I don't know. I'm good.
I'm good. I think I'm way past that point.
Yeah.
I mean, we know a couple people who've been in the military. One of our good friends, Cody.
Still in there.
Yeah.
Still killing it. He needs to come on the podcast, man. He needs to get over here.
He's only been here once, yeah. He's been on one episode.
Yeah.
So we need to get him back.
Again.
But he's busy.
What episode was that, dude? I don't even remember. I forgot we even had him.
That was like 20 episodes ago. It was a while ago.
It is a while ago?
Yeah, but he definitely needs to be on again because, you know, we grew up with him. He has a lot of the similar mindsets as us. And I'd love to hear his perspective on some of these classic movies.
Oh, yeah. We need to get him involved and see what's up. So you sure you're not going to get an electric car, Corey?
I'm not going to get an electric car.
I think you should get an electric car.
Maybe when they actually become affordable at some point.
Yes. Okay, I understand.
Which, by the time I retire, seems like that's when that's going to happen. So,
well, you know,
good for that.
So Trump's going to be the nominee. Did you hear about that?
You know what? We're going to end the show there because I don't even like talking about politics, and that's just going to get me really angry.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Whoever the president is going to be, try to support them as much as you can. That's all I can say, and hope they do a good job. But until that happens, we're just going to have to fucking wait and see.
So, yeah, go Trump? Is that what you're saying?
No. Man, we should have ended on Boruto today. All right, well, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. I just want to take a moment real quick and thank Rogue Intel, the amazing network that makes this show possible. They're awesome. They allow us to be ourselves and speak our minds, so make sure to check out the other shows at rogueintel.com. And if you want to help keep the network going, head over to rogueintel.com/Amazon for all of your shopping needs. It doesn't cost you any extra, and a portion of your total will go towards the Rogue Intel network. Make sure to check out their other shows. They have a lot of cool ones that are showing up, a brand new sports team show, and one that I really love, which is called Unquote, which is all about the quotes of movies, which is something that I, as a big fan of film, really, really enjoy. So make sure to check them out at rogueintel.com. Damn right.
Damn right. Thanks, guys, for listening. We always appreciate it. It's good to know we have fans, even though that's weird. What we like to say is our online friends.
Yes.
You guys are cool as hell, and thank you for listening. And until next time, the Powerful Nerdcast is out.